This is The Scoop for Friday.
I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines. Governor Ron DeSantis signed another death warrant yesterday. Florida will execute Harold Gene Lucas over the death of his 16-year-old former girlfriend in Bonita Springs almost 50 years ago. The warrant calls for Lucas to die September 1st by lethal injection at Florida State Prison in Stark. It's the 14th execution order that DeSantis has signed this year after a modern-era record 19 executions last year. The next scheduled execution in Florida will be William Francis Sylvia on August 18th. The meteorological company AccuWeather did not change its revised forecast for the nearly 2-month-old hurricane season. It stands at an anticipated 8 to 14 named storms, with 4 to 7 growing into hurricanes. AccuWeather meteorologists issued the update Wednesday, including a 90% chance a super El Nino will form this summer. That will strengthen conditions suppressing tropical activity in the Atlantic. So far, the Atlantic has seen 2 tropical storms, Arthur and Bertha, both of which affected parts of the nation's Gulf Coast. Florida scored a C- in the latest report from the Policy Center for Maternal Mental Health. WMNF's Luisa Campos reports.
The report measures depression screening and detection, how many providers are available per birth, state-sanctioned policies and funding, parental leave, and child care affordability. Over the last 3 years, Florida has been getting better scores. In 2023, it scored a D and a D+ in 2024. But most gains it made in 2025 were canceled out by the closure of an intensive outpatient clinic. Ayanna Lige is a Tampa writer. Her book, Missing Me, takes a look at her struggles with postpartum psychosis. She says she's not surprised with these grades.
Honestly, nationwide in the U.S., we have shown that maternal health care as a whole is just not a priority. There are so many health disparities with maternal health.
The overall grade for the United States is a C, and it's slightly improved from last year's C-. Lige says one of the biggest concerns is that it can take a long time for maternal mental health care to be addressed.
I think 6 to 8 months to even get in the office, which if you're experiencing a mental health crisis, obviously you don't have that amount of time to wait to meet with a doctor.
No states received an F, and California is the state with the highest score of B+. For WMNF News, I'm Luisa Campos.
New statewide data offers the first broad look at Florida's aging condo buildings since the Surfside collapse in 2021, but there are gaps in reporting. A number of jurisdictions did not report data. Advocates for condo associations say lawmakers should let the current rules sit so the industry can adjust to them. The report found 54 buildings were unsafe or uninhabitable in 2024 and 2025. One city says the state incorrectly listed some of its buildings as unsafe. USF researchers are studying an animal that produces a molecule that can kill cancer cells. WMNF's Hannah Laugliciano reports they hope to use that chemical to combat skin cancer.
This animal is called an ascidian, or more commonly known as a sea squirt or tunicate, and this particular species can only be found in the depths of Antarctica. However, the sea squirt is not the one that creates this cancer-fighting molecule, but University of South Florida researchers do not know why.
We don't know where in the tunicate the metabolite is. We also know that the tunicate doesn't actually make these metabolites. It's made by a bacterium that lives within the tunicate.
That is Dr. Bill Baker, a USF professor in the Department of Chemistry. He says the team is trying to understand the relationship between the animal and this molecule, especially since it can kill harmful melanoma cells, which are the most serious type of skin cancer.
And one of the things that makes it particularly promising is that it can kill melanoma cells without killing normal cells.
Baker says there's still years of research that must be done before this compound can be used as a cancer drug. For WMNF News, I'm Hannah Laugliciano.
The well-known black and white landscape photographer Clyde Butcher broke his hip in a fall this week and underwent emergency partial hip replacement surgery. He's beginning the recovery process at Sarasota Memorial Hospital in Venice. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible today with highs in the high 80s. Tonight, a stray shower or thunderstorm is possible with overnight lows in the high 70s. Tomorrow, scattered thunderstorms with highs in the mid 80s. I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.